everyone, welcome back to another video on my channel. I just wanted to do a little ADHD update video because for about 2 months now I went on a higher dose of my medication. I went from 25 to 30 and it's such like a low dose for Atomoxetine. It's such a low dose that people can often start on 40 milligrams, which is, I don't know, I guess everybody's brain is just very different. It doesn't mean that your ADHD is more severe or anything like that. I think it's got a lot to do with our own individual brain chemistry and things like that. But I went up to 30 milligrams and I did that for a couple of months, and I was in a place where I was, feeling quite anxious. Not very anxious, but I think because of the uncertainty of this year, to be honest, made me feel quite anxious, and so I decided that I was going to take a higher dose to give it a go. I had done this previously. I had failed because it just made me feel pretty tired and drowsy all the time, and so I took it, and for a few days I kind of felt a bit drowsy, and then I started to feel a bit better, and I wasn't working, which I think is a very good point to make. I think I had some time off work, and then I got into a normal routine of going to work again, and every single day I've been drinking energy drinks. I've been having a lot of caffeine to try and wake myself up, and it wasn't working. Like, the caffeine wasn't really helping me. I was really confused. So I felt so tired. I thought it must be because I worked 12-hour shifts. I considered many different things until I read about caffeine and how caffeine actually works. And the way it kind of works is it's like you have this chemical in your brain beginning with A, I can't remember what it's called, and it's kind of like this sleep pressure that builds up throughout the day and tells your brain when you need to sleep. So throughout the day it will like build up, and that's what kind of makes you feel a bit more tired during the day as well. And then caffeine kind of blocks, I guess, the neural pathway, I'm not quite sure. It kind of blocks it, and so it just tricks your brain into thinking that you're not as tired. The science behind caffeine is like really interesting, so I'd recommend looking into it, to be honest, if you drink caffeine. I really like caffeine. Like, I say I really like energy drinks. I don't really like caffeine, just the energy drinks. So I basically was thinking, and this is what made sense to me anyway, that if I was drinking caffeine, like energy drinks, and they weren't actually helping me, and I was waking up I take my medication at 8 p.m. at night, so I was waking up feeling tired, and I was having these energy drinks that weren't actually making me feel any more awake. And and I'd also been specifically trying to get enough sleep every single night, so I've been doing that. I've been getting 7 to 9 hours sleep per night, I'd say. Trying my hardest, because when you work 12-hour shifts it can be hard to get that sleep that you need. And so I was thinking, and I was feeling more awake later on in the day, so like 3 p.m. I was feeling awake, but I'd been up since 5:30, and I was feeling quite tired, drowsy in the morning, and I had brain fog, and I hadn't actually had brain fog like that in a very long time. So I was wondering, like, what the hell is going on with me? So I ended up I started to think about caffeine and how I've been getting enough sleep recently, and so it can't be that. And so why would I be feeling drowsy? And if caffeine actually helps with the tiredness that you feel because of sleep, there must be something else going on. And that's kind of what was going through my head. And then I realized that this was exactly what happened to me when I tried to go up to the 30 like a couple of years ago, and failed, and I ended up like going for a blood test, being like, I think I might have some kind of iron deficiency or vitamin deficiency, and I was completely fine and my levels were fine. So why was I feeling this way? I just come to the conclusion that it was the 30 milligrams was just a little bit too much for me. And so yesterday I stopped, and I have 4 25 milligram capsules left from a couple of months ago, and I decided I'm just going to take one of these today and see how I get on. And I woke up today and I felt clear-headed. I feel like I have energy. I feel like I can get stuff done, and I am not tired and drained. I feel good. and I've just worked 2 12-hour shifts, and normally after then I would feel a bit tired and not really wanting to do anything, and then some days I would feel exhausted and drained, and yeah, it was my medication again. It was because for some reason I only need to take 25 milligrams, and I think that's a really, really good thing. I'm not thinking that's a bad thing. And you know, I don't have severe ADHD, I have moderate, they said moderate severity, which I don't know what the average is on a normal person, but Strattera is just, or Atomoxetine is what, it's not even called Strattera around my area anymore for some reason. Like my medication, the box just says Atomoxetine now, but for some reason that dose is really, really good for me, so I thought I would just ring up my doctors today. I did, and I said, please can I go back to 25 milligrams because I'm feeling drowsy, and he was like, yep, okay, you'll write my prescription out or whatever he did, so I can pick it up next week. Unfortunately I'm gonna have to take like 30, unfortunately, for a little bit, because it takes a few days and it's the weekend, so I'm gonna run out the 25, so I'm probably just gonna go back to taking 30. Like, I was thinking maybe I should just take 20. I know that's the thought I'm having, but I know you shouldn't really just like mess with your doses like that. But yeah, really, really interesting how just 5 extra milligrams can make me feel like that. And so if you're being started on like a higher dose, really think about talking to your doctor about being on a lower dose, because Strattera and Atomoxetine, in my opinion, is an amazing medication because it's not a stimulant, and we know stimulants can have other side effects. I know Strattera and Atomoxetine, or whatever you want to call it, can have a lot of side effects as well, but I think it's better to take a non-stimulant. Don't shame people who take stimulants. I think it's totally valid to take a stimulant, and some people even take a stimulant and Atomoxetine at the same time, which I think is really interesting, and I kind of wanted to do that, to give it a go, but I kind of didn't want to bring it up to my psychiatrist, and I get on just fine taking Atomoxetine anyway, so yeah. The only benefit, I think, of taking the extra 5 milligrams was I kind of felt a more sense of calm, but I don't know if that calm was just because I was tired. could have been. And I did feel a little bit more focused than sometimes, but then sometimes I didn't feel very focused, and I felt like quite a lot of brain fog, so that wasn't pleasant. And I'm just happy to be getting back into feeling how I was when I was taking the 25, so I'm really looking forward to getting that prescription, and yeah, going back on the 25. So I thought I'd keep you updated, because some people do ask me, like, am I still taking that medication? It's been 2 years. Yes, I'm still taking it. Like, the only reason I took 30 was because when I went to see my psychiatrist in January, he suggested giving it another go, and I thought maybe, you know, time's gone on, I've got used to taking the medication, maybe it'll be different, but it's not. It's the same for me, so it just reinstates the fact that 25 is perfect for me. So that's all I've got to say in this video, so thanks for watching. I'll see you again soon.